And welcome everybody back to the virtual summit brought to you by the Riverside County Office of Education. For all those student athletes out there, their parents, their coaches, we've had some great guests on here, and I hope you take time to check out multiple videos and because everyone has a unique story, a unique perspective on not only this challenging time that it has been the last couple of months, but how we kind of build upon and improve going forward. And this guy, man, he has been so gracious with his time. He's done the Inland Sports Show. I can't count how many times, came into our studio a bunch of times, and I hope he continues to do so. It might be a little bit tougher from San Diego, but we always appreciate his time. It is the great Lamont Butler, basketball star from Riverside Poly High School. And Lamont, first off, how are you doing? How's your family? Everyone well?
Yeah, I'm doing great. My family's been safe. Everybody taking it one day at a time and just trying to get through it like everybody else.
Lamont, let me ask you, so during this quarantine time, obviously you're getting ready for your first college basketball season. How have you been spending your time? What are things that you can do to kind of get ready for your first year in a Aztecs uniform?
Well, it's tough right now because, everything going on and the gyms are limited. So I've been blessed to be able to work with a training group called Pros Vision, and they allowed me to come in their gym any day I want. So I go 4 to 5 days a week, and that's really going to help me be ready to excel next year at San Diego State.
Lamont, has it been just strange the last couple of months? I mean, because, you had a great senior season at Riverside Poly High School, and then, you signed with San Diego State, and it's like the future is just so bright, and then it's like, okay, no more practicing, everything's put on hold. I mean, the whole world was put on hold, let alone just sports. But has it just been kind of a strange time? Are you looking forward to just kind of getting back to some normalcy and getting down to San Diego State and doing what you love, and that's play basketball?
Yeah, it's extremely weird that I can't do what I've been doing all my life consistently. So, like, that takes a toll on me. But, I mean, as long as everybody's safe, I mean, there's nothing to really complain about. But I just can't wait till I get out there, man. It's going to be fun.
Now, Lamont, your story, obviously we follow you very closely on the Inland Sports Show, and, obviously one of the great players. In fact, the other day, I don't know if you saw it yet, we had Matt Mitchell from Roosevelt High School, another Riverside County guy who was at San Diego State. He has entered the NBA draft for this year. So that pipeline from, the Riverside County guys to San Diego State is still alive and well with yourself now, and going back to Kawhi Leonard, and I could keep going on. But, is there something about that San Diego State program that really attracted you? Was it Coach Dutcher? Was it the success they've been having? Was it because it's not too far from home? What was it about San Diego State that really drew you in?
A lot of it was the coaching staff. They're great. They're cool people. They're easy to talk to, and they're all about winning, and that's what I'm all about. And then also, it's close to home, and I'm a really family-oriented person. So my family's gonna be real close, probably like an hour and a half drive. So I have that connection right there. And then just San Diego is just a beautiful place to be. It's a fun place to be. Everybody wants to go there, and I'm just blessed to be able to say I can be up there for 4 years maybe.
Now, Lamont, if you ask me, and again, this is just my own humble opinion, but the top college basketball programs on the entire West Coast are Gonzaga and San Diego State. No slight on, the UCLAs and the USCs and all those other programs, but right now, when you look at it, San Diego State and Gonzaga kind of run the West Coast. When you saw San Diego State have such a great season this year, I know you're at Riverside Poly and you're probably watching from afar, keeping an eye on the Aztecs, and they were so good. I wish that they had a chance to play out the NCAA tournament, because who knows, they could have won a national title. Yeah. But when you saw the success they were having, did it get you excited to get down there and be like, man, this program is definitely going in the right direction? Yeah,
it actually did get me more excited because, I mean, when you're a top 5 team and you say you're going to a top 5 team, it's just like man, I just can't wait to improve on that. So next year I'm gonna just try to give it my best and hopefully we can get back to that spot.
Now, Lamont, I know, signing a college scholarship and signing day, it's such a big deal for student athletes and their families as well. When you finally decided on San Diego State and you signed that scholarship, was it a sense of relief? Was it a sense of, man, all this hard work is finally paid off? Or were the feelings going through your mind, not only for yourself, but also for your family? Because, I mean, dude, basketball is a big commitment. I don't know, you're probably gone on the road like every single weekend, going to tournaments and workouts. And so what was it like when you finally chose San Diego State and signed that scholarship for you and your family?
It was definitely a big relief because, I mean, the recruiting process is hard. Just so many coaches, so many great coaches. So just picking one school, it's a real difficult time, and just that relief that you get that you don't have to really play for anybody. Like, you're trying to get a scholarship, play to try to get a scholarship, and then now you're just playing freely and just doing what you do best, and then you already know that you're going to a school, and that just helps a lot with your game.
Now, Lamont, if there are, let's say, student athletes at the high school level right now watching this interview, what kind of advice would you give them as they go through the recruiting process? Because I'm sure you visited a lot of schools, you've been in contact with a lot of, coaches and whatnot, and it can be stressful. It could be hard. What kind of advice would you give to maybe some up and coming basketball players or just any sport star that, who is going to go through this recruiting process?
First, stay humble. Don't ever try to like big time or burn bridges with a coach, because you never know where that coach is going to end up one day. And then just give it your best. Because a lot of coaches, they sometimes don't see you as much. Like a lot of East Coast coaches on the West Coast, they don't see you as much. So whenever they do see you, you just gotta give it your hardest, your best, and make a great impression on all the coaches that you come through. And then also just keep your grades right too. And then as long as that happens, your athletic career can thrive as well.
Now, Lamont, I know you're a great student in the classroom as well. Do you care to share your grade point average and how you did at Riverside Poly?
My cumulative GPA is a 4.3 right now, and then I just been working a lot on my on my homework and stuff. So I used to stay up late, probably like 1-2 a.m. to finish homework. I mean, that was after a workout too. So as long as you can balance the two things, the academics and athletics, you'll be all right. You'll be all right.
Well, Lamont, you make it sound easy balancing athletics and academics, but again, going back to the advice and tips that you would give a younger athlete, because you've lived it now. You made 4 years at Riverside Poly and great grades. Obviously, you're a stud on the basketball court. What kind of suggestions, advice would you give now going forward to other athletes who, maybe they're, not getting it done in the classroom. Maybe they're not taking their grades seriously enough. I mean, because you have to have both, right, to be successful.
Yeah, right. I would say just to always try to keep your grade at the highest point you can get, because that just opens up the scholarship opportunities and the more colleges can get to you. Because if you're limited to, if your GPA is low and you only get to you limit yourself to about 2 or 3 colleges. And then as long as you just keep your grades high, you can really go anywhere you want.
Now, Lamont, you might be surprised, but I was not a big-time college basketball recruit. So take me behind the scenes. When you met with coaches, it could be Coach Dutcher at San Diego State or whoever, but is that one of the questions they would ask you? Hey, Lamont, man, great game today. You look great out there. What's your GPA? Did they ask you about your grades?
They do. Like when they first start recruiting you, they will ask you about your grades and how your grades look. Because you can't really get recruited if you're not eligible to go. That's just how it works. But yeah, sometimes they do ask you. They might not ask you on the first encounter, but they eventually will ask you.
Now, Lamont, going back to this pipeline of Riverside County guys going down to San Diego State, and we are doing this for the Riverside County Office of Education, so we're look at some of the Riverside County guys. Of course, I'm thinking about Kawhi Leonard. Everyone knows Kawhi Leonard at this point. Matt Mitchell recently, who had a great run with the Aztecs. Something about, I guess, San Diego State coming up to Riverside County and looking at our players, how would you kind of describe maybe the talent level that's in our area? Because even in just the Ivy League itself, man, there was some great basketball in the Ivy League, especially this year. The last couple of years has been unbelievable.
Yeah. The IE is very underrated in their talent. So when we are able to show it, we really show it. I mean, there's a lot of players like right now that you probably don't know about that are probably extremely good at whatever sport they're in. But the IE is just overlooked a lot of times. But there's a lot of players out of the IE, especially back then. Now, really this year, the 2020 class, they had some great players in the IE. But the IE, I mean, yeah, it's just overlooked. I mean, yeah, it's just overlooked.
Lamont, last time I talked to your coach at Poly High School, Yancey Dodson, he said you're a very smart player and coachable, and we hear those terms a lot, like, oh, this guy's very coachable. But what does it mean to you? Like, is it just being able to take the coach's plan, his message, and as a point guard kind of –
Say it again. You were breaking up a little bit.
Okay. Coach Dodson, the last time I spoke with him, said you're very coachable. You're very smart. And most, I would think, point guards are kind of the floor generals, right? An extension of the coach on the court. When you hear the word coachable and Coach Dodson says you're very coachable, what does that mean to you? Does it mean that you're able to execute what the coach wants on the court?
Yeah, a little bit of that. Sometimes the coach needs you to do things that you might not be comfortable with, but sometimes you need to add it into your game. Like there's plenty of times that there's something that the coach says, but you might not be okay with, but you just gotta do it because I mean it's the coach. But just finding that niche to where you and the coach can be together, and you can learn the coach's nabs and picks, and then you just add it to your game, and then just be comfortable with it. And then, I mean, I've been with Dawson for 4 years, so that helped me a lot. I started to know him and how he wanted me to play, and then how I know I could play. And I mean, it just helped the team a lot as well.
Now, Lamont, the high school basketball season was just wrapping up as we were going into this quarantine period. We're having to stay at home. What are some things during this time that we've had to stay at home during this quarantine that you were trying to improve upon before you get to San Diego State? Is there things you're like, hey, I want to be a better leader, I want to be more vocal, I want to be a better student, I want to get stronger? What are some things that you were trying to work on yourself before you get to your freshman year at San Diego State?
I really wanted to be more vocal. I'm more of I'm a show you type leader. Show you how to work hard. I mean, how to do stuff. But yeah, I think being more vocal will help me a lot. Also, just working on my game as well. Just improving it any way I could, in any way possible to be a threat next year and take San Diego State far.
Now, Lamont, there's going to be a lot of high school athletes and their parents watching this, not just basketball players, but any sport. And I really like the fact that you pointed out, you said you'd stay up till 1, 2 a.m., maybe studying for a test or working on homework or whatever the case may be. Can you kind of describe what a normal day was like for you during basketball season? And that commitment, like what time did you get up? How many classes? How much homework? If you had an away game, you had to get on a bus and go somewhere. Like it's a commitment. Can you kind of describe what a normal day might look like for you during basketball season?
Okay, 8 a.m. you gotta get to class. From 8 to about 2, 3. That's all class, all work. And then after that, about 4:30, you'll be on the bus to the game. I mean, from 3 to 4:30, you have no time to work on homework. 4:30, you're on the bus to the game. Game's probably at like 6, 7, and then after you got to go all the way home from the bus. So you get home around 9, probably, and then from 9 to whatever time you finish your homework. That's how I was. From when I got home, I did my homework, did all that, and then I went to sleep maybe 12, 1, 2, depending on how much homework I had. It was a struggle, but I had to get through it.
Does it become routine though? Do you just kind of like, accept the challenge and say, okay, this is what the day's going to kind of look like? You just got to hit it head on.
Yeah, it does become routine, but I mean, it's hard going to sleep at 1 and waking up at 7 to get to school though. I'm not even gonna lie.
We're talking with Lamont Butler of Riverside Poly. He's going to San Diego State to play basketball for the Aztecs. And Lamont, I'm sure you've been down to Viejas Arena, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What do you think of that atmosphere down there that they have with that student body who's just unbelievable?
I think it's the best college atmosphere anyone can play in. I mean, you definitely have a home court advantage when you play there. Every game I've been to, the arena has been filled, and I've been to about 10 games, and just the crowd, it goes crazy every time. Win or lose, they're always there. And then the show, that's like a section for San Diego State, and they're just wild. I mean, it's fine. I mean, but the support level and the fans, it really helps. It really helps the team a lot.
Now, Lamont, obviously it's still pretty close to home, so I'm sure your family, your parents can get down there quite a bit and see you play. Did they have much input with you during the recruiting process, or were they pretty hands-off, said, Lamont, you got to do what you got to do, what's best for you? But I'm sure in the long run, they're happy that you're so close.
Yeah. Yeah. They had some input on it, but most of it was me. They just said, however you feel, or what you feel is the best spot for you, you can do that. I mean, but they did give me some good input on basically like what colleges I like, and they really helped me like narrow it down into who was the best fit for me. But most of it was me just taking initiative of my recruitment.
Lamont, have you already enrolled in your classes for this fall at San
Oh,
Diego State?
Not the classes, but I enrolled to the school already.
What do you think might be the biggest challenge going from high school life to college life, in terms of maybe just, going to class? And, I know a lot of college professors, they don't care if you're in class or not, as long as the you get the test done and whatnot. Do you think there's going to be a big challenge in terms of just what you're used to at the high school life compared to what it's going to be like at college? Because obviously for San Diego State, you're traveling to crazy places like Wyoming, and you're going to be just all over the place in random places and still trying to, keep your grades up, obviously.
I think the biggest challenge is really not going to be having like no family around me at all times, because usually they can help you get food and stuff like that. I got a place to live and stuff. I mean, but especially like the classes online, when I'm on the road, I got to do classes. I mean, it's even hard to do homework at home right now. So, so being on the road where I'm thinking about a basketball game, but now I got to finish this test. But I think it's going to be a big challenge as well.
Well, listen, you're a great basketball player. You're a great student. It sounds like your biggest hurdle might be cooking for yourself or doing laundry or something.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Have you thought about that? Just like you said, you could just kind of taking care of yourself, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because right now my parents cook for me, my grandma cooks for me, my grandma does my laundry, so it's gonna be a big change. It's gonna be a big change.
Hey, and Lamont, finally, let's wrap up the interview like this. We always try to end on something positive here. And listen, I'm a huge basketball fan, and I know there's going to be a lot of people across Riverside County rooting for you down there with San Diego State. What are you looking forward to the most about putting on that Aztecs uniform and playing down there at San Diego State? What are you looking forward to?
Just winning a lot of games. I mean, I'm used to winning. Riverside Poly, we won a lot. And I just want to continue that there at San Diego State. I mean, hopefully we can get to a season like they did this year. And then my main goal is really to just get to the tournament and go as far as possible. But just the history of the Aztec jersey and all the Aztec legends that came through there, I just want to make my own impact.
All right, that's Lamont Butler, everybody, the pride of Riverside Poly High School, taking his talents down to San Diego State to ball down there for the Aztecs. Lamont, I always appreciate your time, whether it's doing it here on Zoom for our athletic virtual summit with the Riverside County Office of Education, or you come in the Inland Sports Studio. Either way, man, I always appreciate it. I'm a huge fan, and best of luck down there at San Diego State.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right, that's Lamont Butler from Riverside Poly here on our athletic virtual summit with the Riverside County Office of Education.